Okay, hello, and welcome to another stream. I did some tests here with the stream. I wanted to start a bit earlier, but I had some issues with the encoder of OBS and just recording the screen that I have. So I was just doing some tweaks there, checking if the output is coming out okay. And also I was freeing up some of my RAM just because it was getting a bit clogged up. But yeah, so I think that the sound should be good. The music as well. Hopefully it's not too loud. If so, you can write me in the comments and I will adjust it accordingly. And here we are in the new week, and we have here we are in the beautiful day of Tuesday. Hope everyone is doing good, and we're gonna continue on where we left off last week. We're gonna finish up here what we had to do for our lighting. We are more or less done for the daytime scene. I'm gonna put up here my not OBS, my pure ref scene just for a brief moment. And there is a slight difference in the mirror compared to the one in the render. It's just that I fixed the glossiness of the light that is hitting both the character and the mirror itself. So now it's being represented properly in the scene, and we're gonna keep this now so we have this full screen, so you can see what I'm doing as well here on the right side when I'm changing some settings. And yeah, I wanted to adjust only a bit let's play here on the render. I just wanted to adjust a bit the spotlights that are affecting here this focus area for both our character and the mirror, and just lower the values a bit, even though they are quite low. And then let's see here, because it looked like the character was burning a bit. So this should do the trick here. And I did a nighttime version that I started to set up, but I'm gonna probably that I've showed here as well. I'm probably gonna have to redo it just because we've changed a lot of things in the end. So we can just continue where we left off. I just need to separate here the character and the set into their proper separate layers, and we have then the volume. I have already actually just need to separate the set. We have the volume here in its proper layer, and the character as well, and they're being masked out by the rest. But when I start doing that, I will show you what I mean if you're not familiar with how this system works inside of Blender. And let's continue on here. I wanted to adjust a bit this light here that we have going here from the outside, just to have it going a bit more onto the character. So something like this is going to be nice. And now let's turn off gonna switch a bit the viewport here and increase the size of the render view to quite a bit, just because I would like to see how much it actually need to remind myself a bit, just to see here how much it's actually affecting the general lighting of those two spotlights that we did. Okay. This one here, I wanted to just try to add, instead of this white light, have this, so that it adds a bit of the ambient color that we have coming from there. Thinking it could lower as well a bit the overall amount that is burning in the character in that way. Overall intensity here. And let's try adding this one here. So that we now get this contrast in between the purplish violet and almost orange tones here. So I've been testing out as well these settings for recording, but I'm not sure if it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. Not sure we're actually getting here the best quality that we could get. I'm right now 10. This is the 10th stream in, but I'm still not coming to terms with OBS's settings and values, although I have currently a good internet connection. Although I think could be that my GPU might be struggling a bit with rendering and recording OBS at the same time. So could be that it's that. that is causing the issues with the encoding and yeah, just saying that the encoding is overloaded. Even though I tested out different settings, doesn't seem like it likes any of the settings that I tried to put there. And let's see now how does it look. I think it's actually looking nice now with only a tint of and here as well, having this tint of purplish violet. I think it's getting better integrated into the scene now. Overall, it's looking, I think, quite promising. So, and this is how it would look with the volume as well. It's really a simple volume here. It's just a box volume, you can see here. But it adds that a little extra touch. I mean, I was thinking about it, we can play with, if I render out the mist pass, then we can have this extra layer of depth we can use in compositing. So here we are in the main, in this layer. Where we have everything contained. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to, if I go here to the character set, I might need to duplicate everything again, because I believe that the scene is has the older lighting in it, so it might be actually, let's go to the camera here, up here. So yeah, might need to adjust these things and duplicate the set again, the setup, and then we can, here in the holdout, we can then set up that the set and the volume and the HDRI are in holdout. So when we are rendering, we're gonna see only the character. So if I turn this off, we should be able to see the set. It didn't turn it off for all the groups. So if we turn it off, let's do it again here. So now it's already popping in the lamp. And if we turn this one off, then it's visible here again in the scene. So what we want here is to have this in holdout, like so. And I think we're gonna have to see what we can do about this transparency here in the back, because it looks like we might encounter some issues later on, just because it's because the way the shader works. Maybe we can play then with the crypto mask and then remove it. I think that could work. So let's delete the character set, and I think I might just do with the volume as well. I'm gonna delete the volume as well here. So here, what I did is the same thing, but everything is in the holdout except the volume. Even though it's barely visible, you can see here the slight hints of the volume coming through. But I think I would almost prefer to render out just the whole volume and then mask it out later on in comp. Because sometimes, depending on what you want to do with the masks, and depending with the layers, if you render out with the masks with already everything in holdout, with everything already being cut, later on, if you want to add some specific things, it's not actually going to work as intended, just because you have this geometry, or either the geometry or the image is already cut in those parts, so you don't have the actual information. For example, here, what is behind the character. If we render only the set and we don't so if we render only the set here, okay, like this, like so, we have the information of the thing that is behind the character. In this case, for example, we have those boxes. But if we are rendering with the idea that the set is in holdout, or I mean, if the character is in holdout, we're not gonna have this information here. So it's going to already be cut as if we were doing the masking inside of some compositing tool as Fusion or Nuke, and depends of course what you want to achieve. In some cases this is fine and you can completely do it like this, but in other times it's not going to produce the results that you might want. For example, if you are rendering something with transparency and you have a character, for example, in the water, and you render it with the holdout, you're gonna have a harsh cut, and it's going to read the geometry from below as I think in this case as well as opaque. So you're just gonna have a harsh cutoff, and you're not gonna be able to see the lower part of the character, for example, that is in the water, when in reality you would like maybe to have a nice gradient fall off and to see like the lower part of the body in the water, and then dissipating into darkness in that way. So we'll see. I think we might as well just render it this way, and just turn off the character, and then per layer we can do maybe even a linked copy, so that I believe if it's a linked copy, it should keep the settings from the original scene. So whatever we do here should be visible then in the original one. So let's call this one set dressing. Let's go again to everything. I just named it basically like this, just for me to know what I'm doing, where I'm at. I'm gonna stop the render here because I don't need it for now. Okay, and gonna go again here to the new scene. I'm gonna do another linked copy, and I'm gonna repeat this, so we have now 2 of them. Okay, I'm gonna call this one character, and just call it character, and that's it. It's fine. I'm gonna go back in case just in case to everything see. I do another copy, and this one is going to be just for the volume itself. And let's call this one volume. So let's we can turn everything off here except the volume, and we can keep the set here. Let's see if we do it like this. I just want to make sure that it works as intended. Do we need to have them? Let me see here if it's going to read it. So I don't want the character to be visible at all, nor do I want him in the holdout neither. I don't want him to be visible at all. So just like this, I think it should be working fine. Okay, so if I have this one turned on, it's going to produce looks like some errors or some weird shading. So let's try to keep it as this. For the volume pass, let's go to the set. Okay. So wait a minute. If it's a linked copy, it's actually okay. So it's not going to work. It's actually doing. I thought that it's going to distinguish between the linked copies, that they're different, so that we could do. Okay, well, let's forget about this and let's delete the layers. I think I'm not sure if there is a way to actually say to Blender to make it understand, like, okay, just unlink them but keep the full layer as separate. So I'm just gonna delete the layers again, and here, let's do it like this, and let's stay here. And we have here the set dressing, and we're gonna delete the set dressing as well. Okay, and let's then do instead of a linked copy, let's do a full copy so that it's separated completely from our main scene. And then we can have the set dressing. Okay, let's duplicate again the full copy. Now it doesn't matter, we can duplicate the set dressing. We haven't changed anything yet. Let's call this one volume or character, and let's do another full copy, and we're gonna call this one volume. Okay, so now we have these 3 layers that we're gonna render out separately. And as we did before, we're gonna turn off everything here in the volume, and we're just gonna leave the volume on. Okay, so like this, and we only have, so if we go to render view here, we just have this volume here being rendered coming out. Let me see if I can increase here the noise and lower the samples to something like 32. We have optics enabled, and we can, so these are some tricks that I usually use. We can turn on fast GI approximation to render things a bit faster. And here we already changed these values for the viewport so that it renders faster as well. And for the, I believe it's in the performance tab, if I'm not mistaken, just let me check here exactly. The pixel size, we can put it like this, render at 50% resolution. So it should render quite faster compared to before. So yeah, it's almost instant in that case. And as well for me, it works fine since I'm also recording as well and doing everything on the same machine. So let me keep this like this. And let's go back to shading mode, just the regular viewport shading. Let's go to the set dressing. And let's do the same thing. Let's turn off the character. And we can here maybe leave the indirect information. But not in the holdout. And we can turn off the volume. And let's check the lighting. Let's check the render. Let's go to our camera view. Okay. Seems like the lighting is off for some reason. We don't need the character lighting here, so we can turn it off. But I'm not sure. It looks like it could be that the things, now when we did the full copies, I'm not sure if it actually messed up some things, but with the lighting in general, because here we are missing lighting on the table. I mean, it looks like it just stopped doing what it was supposed to do. So yeah, now when I turn it off, this is creating some unwanted problems here, just because we are duplicating I think the same geometry, and it's creating some yeah, it's creating some I don't know if there are bugs or what is happening with the light linking in this case. Because when we delete both of these, for example, we should have lighting coming to the table. Hmm. This is quite a bother if it's actually doing this right now. I was expecting to be able to just have this working, and not being now. I mean, it seems like it's working on everything else, but then if we compare to the pure ref scene, it's not. We are missing here lighting information on the table, on the floor as well, compared to our reference that we did last. The lights just don't seem to work as they were supposed to. And I'm now a bit lost. Why doesn't it work? I mean, if it's changing the names as well when we are duplicating the set and the environment, it should theoretically just copy this one as well. So there is a lot of these now. So yeah, when I turn it off, then it's working again. I mean, isn't there another way that we could do this instead of, do I need to reconnect the same assets again? I'm not sure if this has anything to do with the single user settings. But this is quite a bother. I mean, the naming is the same, or it's actually not. So we're gonna have to I mean, yeah, this is not the thing that I wanted here. So we're gonna have to what, do it again like this, or what is the point here? Let me see. It's really weird that it didn't do what it was supposed to do here. We should be getting now the lighting here, like we did in the reference. And we are again at this amount of samples. I don't know why. Because it's a linked copy, I suppose. It's copy settings. But this is quite cumbersome, actually. I'm right now thinking, do I really want to do this here? I mean, in a way, yes, because I would like to render them out separately in case of some issues. To not need to render the set and the character and the volume together. Prefer to have them separate, but the truth is this is quite a problem that the lighting is not connected as it was intended. Okay, this light is working. Because now, let's see. Now I need to check in that way all the lights that have any sort of light linking. I'm gonna need to reconnect them again. This one had the mirror. So we keep this one here. So we have this one only affecting on the mirror. Something that I didn't expect would happen, but I'm gonna have to think maybe I'm gonna need to check here for just one moment some information about Okay, so it would seem that this is a bug, that this is an issue. Well, I haven't reported it, but it would seem that when you do a linked copy, the collections retain the link to the original collection, to the original geometry, to whichever original linking you do, and the rest then is history. It just doesn't collect the new information. So now, okay, so we don't need this here and here. Now we need to again do this. We have the shadows here, and I think let's go here into a more of a full screen mode. And I'm just gonna, as soon as it clears up a bit, the image, I'm just gonna grab a screen and see if it matches more or less the reference that we have in PureRef. And let's see if we are then good with this or not. So let's pick this frame up. So here we have, okay, have it open. Let's check now here if it looks the same. So yeah, I changed a bit the direction. Now we have here a bit of more light here, so this is nice. Yeah, it looks like this is more or less, it's a bit different, I bet. I think this is just because of the intensity of the other light. This part seems darker. And it looks like on the back part here. So this part here on the back and this part here is not working correctly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's one of those lights. So these lights don't have any light linking to them. Okay, so I lost the light here on the Biombo because I turned it too much. So maybe we could increase the spread a bit. Most inclined to add another light blocker here, just because of the window. But yeah, this is not going to work as I want it to work. I could add I'm thinking to add these two things to this here and have it not be affected. Although in a way I like that it's doing what it's doing, but on the other hand it's burning this piece there, so it's going to be quite difficult to fix this later on. But well, we might get away with it with the volume. We can try it out. Why not? So now that we have this one working more or less, let's go. I think that the lighting is now matching with the initial reference. We have here the lighting coming here on this bottom part. So this should do the trick. And I want to do here a bit, only a small tweak on the lighting here. Only here this part, and okay, is it working just because, wait a minute, so yeah, it's because of this multiply value. It's either this or the other one. So what happened here again? Did we just change the wrong light? Yeah. Yeah. I was changing the wrong light the whole time. Oh no. What did I do? I forgot. I forgot that I pinned the light here. It's a rookie mistake. A rookie mistake. So yeah, I pinned this light here, so when I was changing the values, I changed it for just for this spotlight and not for the rest. Let's adjust this again, but now that we know what we did, just gonna be that much faster when doing the rest. Let's go here with this one, and let's try to lower this value here. So yeah, now we have a bit more shadow here going on, and we can keep it the way it is, I think. Here we can lower these two values at 70, yeah. Okay. Let's save. Let's go to the character. So now we have the lighting set up here for the environment. And let's do the character now. So here we're gonna have to, I think, I'm not sure if we're gonna have to do the same thing, but let's see. So we don't need a set. We can maybe leave the indirect. What? Should be doing this for the set, not for the... not for the character. But the character is inside. Why is he inside of the set? No. This is not what we want. This is not what we want. Okay. And yeah, here we're gonna keep the lighting of the set affecting the character as well. And let's see here now, the light linking of this thing here might not be working. Just remove it completely since we only have the character. So let's see here. I think they should, yeah, it's duplicated the settings for all of them. Let's lower it. And I think I was thinking the other day about some of the things that were going on with textures, that they should have been not sRGB. I think they should have been like non-color, but I'm not sure. So yeah, the lighting looks fine now on the character. Let's move up close here. I mean, in theory, the normal map should be working fine. Because we have as well displacement here that is doing the heavy lifting for the material of the suit. So I think it should be just fine. Now do here a close-up check as well, because I'm not sure if we have it actually visible, but it doesn't seem like we're actually seeing the normals. For this reason, I'm a bit worried here. Although, if we check the normal pass, it's looking like there is normal information as it is on the suit and on the body. Okay, let's change this to normal. So now it should be plugged into the height. So let's see, it's going to blow up now. No, okay. And 0, 1. Something super weak. Maybe let's see here. Check that the shader has displacement and bump enabled, and I would like to do the same. Oh yeah, for all of it. I think that actually a lot of the shaders didn't have the displacement and bump enabled, so might need to do some tweaks again. So yeah, this one has it, which is the closest one here as well. And let's displacement and bump, and displacement and bump as well here for the table. But we're gonna have to do it in the, since it's the set. Let's focus. Let's focus here just on the character itself. And let's fix now the issue with the with the displacement here, because it's going a bit crazy. It's going quite a bit crazy here. I thought maybe we could change the color of the shoes, just so that it's something different and that it's not the same red as everything else. We could do something like a crocodile style leather shoe, and we can have this this part here being green, this part here, and this part here. So we have this type of like tertiary colors. We have then a contrast in between. We're playing here with the greens, with the blues, and with the reds, with the basic RGBs, but then with different saturations. And yeah, I think it could maybe contrast it better and put the character itself better here, this part as well, the legs a bit out of into focus, because like this, I mean, the rim light is doing its thing, but here, for example, in the night scene, it's gonna be lost. So let's okay, I didn't show it here, I think, no, in the pure ref. So yeah, maybe changing. We have, like I said here, the green, and then we have the green here on the boxes in the back, and then we might have green shoes to have this type of tertiary details. Let me see here if I can pick maybe either the same color or maybe something similar. This bright green should work. That is here, it's almost going into a gold with the light hitting it, so we might go a tone a bit darker, and then maybe we can add here more reflection to it. It's probably not going to be visible because the camera is never going to be this close. And I'm not sure, maybe it's even better if I do a higher level of bump. It's barely noticeable. So maybe we can keep it as is, like this. So now that we have all of these things here separated, there's one more thing that I'm gonna probably do this off stream for the render layers. That, well, I can show you. I mentioned it in one stream that I found a video that the channel's name and I suppose the person, or maybe not, is named Bob. The channel's name is Blender Bob. He has created some tools for Blender that they're not official yet, but he has provided links to these tools that are specific for you could say lighting. They're also here. For example, it's called the Light Editor, and here you can see then all of the lights that are specific for that are specific to your scene. It can be selected to all, to the kind. So in case they are area lights, spotlights, you can see here area lights, point light. You can, I didn't have time to check it actually to see all of the things that it has here. So it might actually be a way to maybe do the light linking and yeah, look. So now we have here light linking as well, and we can link them. Let's try it out. So I have here, let's turn off the set and let's keep the lights here, and let's say that we want to have this outside kicker light, and let's find it here. So this one, it's working, kicker light. We select it and we want to have it on, so we can have it probably here on the specific geometry. So I cannot select multiple meshes at a time, but I can say, okay, link the character collection 5, let's say, and then we can say link light. Will it work? Do I need to select all of them here? Let's say I select all of the characters. We have this and this selected meshes and selected collections. And so if we click light link, yes, it's, and shadow link, yes. So it is creating the specific light linking here on this side. You can see it. So this is working nice. So here we could actually change all the lights, turn off others, so we can focus here as well on specific lights and work only on a set of lights. So everything is actually turned off now. Let's go back here. So we can focus on specific lights. So yeah, this window could come in quite handy then with lighting, and then we can. And yeah, what I wanted to show is this here, that the script that Blender Bob created here is it's in the render, in the view layer tab, and it's called Render Manager. And as the name suggests, it's about managing your render layers. So without this, usually when you would go into the compositing viewport and the compositing node tree, we would see this, and then you would create your view layer, your viewer, and you would then connect this, and then you would have the backdrop and have our scene here lit, I mean shown. And here we can then see what actually every layer is doing in regards to this, from what I understood, the render manager is showing, and we can then choose here, okay, we want this to be masking, we don't want it to be masking. So if we turn this off, we can say, okay, visible, but in holdout, we can open the specific collections as well. We can say, okay, we can select in the render layer settings the specific passes that we want to have, which is also handy. So we can see everything like this. And then if we click create the nodes, the render nodes, it's actually going to create the nodes that we need. And the compatibility here is enabled to make the coordinate system for compatible with software that assume Y is up. So these are, I suppose, the different softwares that use Y as up. Well, that means this should then actually convert it and allow you to work directly with the different softwares just without any hassle. So this is actually quite handy. So I still haven't tried to render these passes out yet, but with this we should be able to have all these passes just for the character, and then all the passes for the set, for the environment, and we could have this for the volume. What we need, of course, we're not gonna need everything, but here then we can remove the parts that we don't want, and then we can render it out. So here with the light linking, the issue that I had before with the parts of the environment not working properly. So actually, I think that with his tool, it might actually be quite easier to select the lights and say, let's go here into the set and let's say all the fill lights, and then we can have all these 3 fill lights. We can select the geometry and just link it, and it should work, which is, I think, quite handy. And yeah, I mean, it can work also. The light editor works with collections. I think a lot of nice and handy features here that will prove and become useful when you're lighting your scene and just in general working with at some point more complex scenes. So yeah, this is I would say this is a good time to stop with our scene for the daytime, and I'm just going to do a save as, and I'm going to override my nighttime. So you might be able to see it in the top corner, but now it's changed, and now it's called nighttime, because now we're gonna try to just quickly, we might actually even try to use these lights. Also, it can select multiple. Can select multiple lights here. Okay. So let's see here. We have the collections, lighting, table lighting. If we go by collections, so yeah, we can have then. Let's turn these two lights on. This is for the foreground. Let's turn on these lights here. They are here for the back. And then I had some references that I picked out. So let's start by gonna be turning off a lot of the lights. We're gonna try to do the nighttime lighting to be more with more contrast. With we can try to do the classic orange blue contrast scene and see how that one looks, because in this scene, for example, here it's looking quite moody, quite nice with the blue shadows. That could work. But as well, I've tried to go more the route here and here, this blue orange contrast. But maybe we could do something with this green as well. So let's see here. Let's turn off. What else do we have here? We can leave these lights then as is, but we turn off the fields like this. So now we have only these two lights here. Something in these bluish tones we can do like this. That it's already more signaling that is nighttime in that way. And then we could have here quite a strong uh, orange light. We can go heavy in here, even let's say 1500, something like this watts, and it's definitely too saturated. We go creepy with the greens. We could even go in that direction to have like a green ambient, but I do believe that I'm not sure it would fit the general look of the scene, but hey, we can play around a bit with the general look of the lighting, and let's see what we can achieve here. Maybe something more dramatic as well that we could keep as we did before. I'm gonna copy this color. Okay, and then here this one's as well, and let's increase the intensity to something like 500. Immediately we're gonna get more light on the katana here as well. Let's keep all these colors unified. So now we have a mix of colors that is a bit too much. We have one here that we're gonna unify as well with the rest of the yellow tones. This one should be light linked, so let's try using the tool here again. Let's select this one is a rim light. Rim light for the dress. Okay, and let's try to look up. I don't know if we can. No, we cannot look it up here, but let's look up mannequin, and then we can select all of these parts, the mannequin, and let's just try doing it with these two things that we have selected meshes, selected light, and try to light link it. Yeah, it works. And the shadow. Okay, so now that we have this one connected, let's turn off these lights here. Oh wait, Did I actually put this? Yeah, the dress rim light is here. Okay, okay. So let's turn off these ones so that we only see here this rim light that it's working. Okay, we can increase the lighting here into 50 maybe, just so that we have a bit more. We can be super zoomed in so we can see. Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. That is okay. Now that I'm seeing here these errors with the overall shading, well, I think is going to be fine, but might have to fix this as well because it's not supposed to look this way. Let's add here a smooth by angle and hope that it can fix these things here. And let's go into the data tab and let's go here, clear these attributes. It should, in reality, fix it. Want to unify these colors a bit more, but maybe to a slightly more orange tint could work better, but I prefer something like this for these like spotlights could work, I think, better, just because it's saturating so much the paper material. Then let's have this. Oh, I messed it up here. Click on the area light, which we didn't want. Let's this one like this. So I think that in this night version, so to say, we might be getting a lot of value from the volume and from the ambience light compared to the daytime scene. We're gonna keep this one blue as well. I'm gonna try to do something different here with this light, just because I don't want actually a light coming from the back there. So maybe we can play. Let's see here. We can add like a general ambience to the room. Could even try to do the not so blue, but more how do you say, turquoise color for the general lighting. But let's see. I'm getting a bit too much light there. I want to keep it actually quite dark there in the background. So here I just want to see now how this one here, just how it's going to feel overall. Let's copy this one here, paste the light for the volume so that we have the same values. And then here I would probably, or even do some mixing of shaders. Let's remove these lines here from the rendered view so that we can see a bit better. So this could be interesting, but let's do a quick screenshot, a screen grab here, and let's paste this one here. We can compare what we had here before. And I would like to increase the lights here behind a bit. Something in this range here. And the front lights, I would like to increase them as well, just so that it's affecting the transparency of the lamp a bit better. Okay, and now, so we should have here, not sure if it's because of the light linking. Do we have anything going on here? Yeah. Okay, let's turn this off. Let's break the light linking on all of these. So now we're gonna have a bit more lighting coming in. It's almost a nice idea to have some ray there shining through. What did I want to do here? Let me just go here into its visibility, volume scatter. Just want to do some okay. It's tracking the table. Tracking the table, right? Right. Okay, so let's use the same blue tone. Or the blue tone, or we can try I think with the blue tone it's going to be enough because it's going to mix with the red and we're gonna start getting this purple tone anyway. So let's increase a lot of these lights just because I want to see how much they're actually affecting parts of the environment. Then we're gonna be tweaking them accordingly. So we could go maybe something super purple. almost indigo-like color. But let's try here the jam with the turquoise. Okay, this is a bit too much. Something like this. Let's try 150. If we can get like a spooky atmosphere. So now we have, I don't know if we can actually do it on by selecting all of them, but I don't think so. So we can do, oh, it's actually not working. Interesting. It's not picking actually, it's not picking the light that is there. It's can work like this, okay, but let's try to change everything to this color, and let's see what we get. Could be that it's just that it's going to be too much green going on, too much turquoise in the scene, and we're gonna have too much saturation coming from these colors, because here it's much less desaturated, but it's also kind of a daytime, a foggy timing, that it's not really night. Like this one is oozing more of a night scene, but it's also much cozier just because of the hues that we have here. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this. I'm not too big of a fan of this one here. We could have actually as well kept all the lights, which would probably be better. Keep them all white, and we could then just depending on the lights that are affecting the volume, we can then just tweak the volume to be changing the color in that way. Because if we keep the lights for the night scene white, we can then tint it inside of Fusion later on, and we can adjust the hues and the values there. We don't need to do it here. So now, because I have this volume scatter set to a intense blue, it's creating this sort of tint of the volume. We can increase it by, let's say, 0.5, so that we have a much denser volume. So something like this, say 0.8 even. So now it's super saturating the whole scene. And then we can just go in here to check the shadow terminator. Saturate from the surface, depend on low poly geometry, triangles, shading offset. I was thinking that I will be able to affect a bit the intensity of the shadow that it's projecting here in this back area, but it would seem that no. Maybe with the what do you call, with the shader inside the shader tree, we could do something in that way that it could allow for some tweaking. So let's jump back here to the volume, and let's go here like something neutral. So if you see what I mean here, we're getting now a scene that is filled with fog, that if we adjust the volume, then the fog in compositing, we can have so well, we can leave it on so that we know that it's this light here. Then we can have different colored fogs, and we can then later play around with it quite a bit. I'm turning on a lot of things right now. The scene doesn't look like much right now, but that's okay. That's okay. It's the same when you start doing a sculpt, or well, when you're starting any project, any scene. Usually it looks quite bad at the beginning, but then you keep working at it, you keep pushing and pulling forms, or in this case putting lights in, putting materials in, changing parts, and then at one point it starts to shape up into something quite pleasing to the eye, you could say. And yeah, we can still play a bit here with tinting these colors, just to have a bit of like the general look, or the general feel of the scene, what it will be. It will be something that is tinted blue in that way, and then so this light is creating the beam that we have here. We can keep this this color so that we have just some value going on that is not completely white. And this one is a rim light. It is affecting just the mirror. Although currently I'm not sure if it's working or not, just due because of the hey Faith Rage, hello, how are you doing? If I'm reusing the lights from the day scene, yes, I have I've created the setup for with the layers, everything separated, so the character, the set dressing, and the volume, And now I have just saved another Blender scene with these things already set up, so that don't need to lose time on this, just because it's more or less just a relight of the same scene. And yeah, we can just change the colors of the lights, and yeah, play around with the lights, with the volume, with the mood generally, you know. So it's how to put it, it's just more of a playful playful thing to do right now, than to be worrying about, as I did in the streams before, worrying about shaders, if the shaders look good, if the materials are correctly set up, if the UVs are fine, if they look how they're supposed to look. So yeah, it's a duplicate, and then now I'm just trying to play around a bit with different moods, different setups, to see what could look nice, because I did have some references for the day scene, and then I did also some volume tests, some lights here. But for example, I have here, let me just check here, where is it? If you've watched, and everyone else as well, if you've watched or haven't watched, I definitely recommend the movie Puss in Boots. The second one has really amazing lighting. So I've picked some references to, for example, the wolf scene is really nicely lit, and it's this type of night scene where there is slight tints of orange here, and here these parts that are giving it the sort of warmth to the scene, but it's actually everything is washed out, everything is blue, and quite cold. Or this shot here is actually as well quite nice, with a rim light only here, and then everything is quite bluish, greenish almost, like something like this is quite nice. Or for example, here, this one is nice because it's using the orange tones, but then a slight tint of pink, which is also nice. So we could maybe as well, let's try something like this, but this one is more of a daytime, or dusk time, or not even dusk, I would say, actually more of a dawn type of lighting, where it's like the sun is actually starting to rise. Could be both, actually, could be both. But yeah, for me in that case, it's looking a bit too too lit. So for example, these scenes are nice, but they are more playful in that way, and I would like to have some lighting that resembles more these these three these three shots here. So something in that way, more dramatic. Might even thinking if I want to change to the main layer here, and then do everything there. But I think I would need to redo the lighting here, maybe. So yeah, I mean here if we go ahead and set this one, we can leave it off, the fill light off. This one we can leave. Let's turn off these bounce lights. Can leave the mirror to. I would like to go ahead and try this almost swampy type of green that I have here in this this scene here, this lighting. It has these green tones, but then again the moon is it's quite hard to, because of the forest, so I think it's like a slightly blue tint, usually like the movies and series, they tend to tint the color of the moon in that way to just not be white, or in some cases when it's more of a yellowish tone. So let's apply these colors to these things here. So yeah, we have these lights there in the back doing their thing. Let's say here 50 intensity. Ah, great. Yeah, I'm for example, for me, I'm a generalist, so I've done more or less every part of the pipeline because I worked in the games industry before, and then I switched to VFX, to movies and series, and I've done almost all the parts from modeling, texturing, UVing, setting up environments. The only thing that I did not in a professional manner that I did in my free time was learn anatomy and characters for 2 years. But that's the only thing that, for example, that you did that I haven't touched is animation, character animation. I know more or less how the geometry is supposed to be, and the rigging, what it involves with the weight painting, setting up the bones and whatnot. But it's just something that never really attracted me in that way. I felt more attracted, for example, if I wanted to do something with movement, maybe some particles or some simulations. Then these things, for example, are attracting me more in that way, because I found it super hard to do animation in that way. Like I can do some camera animations or some light animations, or depends the things, or some object, the rigid body, or some simulations, things like that. But specifically animating characters, that is something that is quite hard to do, more even for me. So kudos to you for that. So here we're gonna increase now these lights as I did before, just to have here a bit more light faking here, that it's coming from the back. And I'm gonna turn off these two lights that I had here before in the foreground. If I'm not mistaken, they don't have any light linking. That is interesting. So it actually should have some sort of volume coming through here. And the intensity is super strong as well. I think. So this one is a bit intense. Have you been working, Faith Rage, have you been working in the industry for some time now? And if so, where are you from? Are you working remotely? Or are you just starting out? Here I would like to have some lighting going onto the table, but it's weird that it's not creating the light here that I would like to see, and I think it's because I'm using glass. So this is another thing here that it could be an issue. So for this, I might actually go and remove the transmission or keep it something like this, just so that I have some sort of information about the light on the table itself. I'm gonna fake it a bit here, no worries. And let's check here these lights that we had on the mirror. We can play around here as in the reference. We can have, since it's an indoor scene, here they're faking here the volumes coming from here. This part are faking them because they're supposedly a closed space, but there's always some sort of volumes here. They're coming through the wall, through the windows there. But here, I mean, it's coming like this, but it's not coming. It's coming from this window a bit. So let's and in the end it depends as well on the scene, since my scene is quite red intense. Might need to do some shenanigans to pull off a nighttime looking scene in that way. Let's plug in a regular principled volume, just so that here we can plug this into the density. I believe, or it removed the volume completely here. Okay. So we would want to get something similar. We need to be something like this, and then we would need to definitely play with the we're gonna turn off the volume scatter here so that it doesn't affect the volume, since we have one specific light that is used only for the volume, and we're just gonna be using that one to affect the volume. We're not gonna be using anything else. Usually as well is okay. Okay, great. Yeah, same. Likewise, I've been working on personal projects, and yeah, I've been in some talks recently to start working as well again. And yeah, sounds great. Yeah, feature film and TV is a specific kind of thing, and then live action is a different type of beast as well. And great that you're able to work remotely. Depends of the person, but some people, I mean, I've seen a lot of people fighting over it, what is better, what is not. In the end, it comes down to your preferences, and well, to the options that each person has. If the studio is allowing as well remote work, or if you're a freelancer, well, then that's also a thing. And if you're able to work remotely and you can do your thing, great. Or as well, if you're more of a people person and you prefer to be in the studio around people, this is great as well. When I just started out, I've worked in a gaming studio that it was really indispensable for me at the time to be in the studio, because I learned a lot, but really a lot, from the people around me, and I had close contact to all the people from different parts of the pipeline, from animators to programmers to texturing artists to UI artists. So you could really talk to them and see like what they're working on, how they're doing the things, and you could really see the pipeline in that way, and how it's actually made up. So that's those are some things that are quite nice when you are in the studio. But of course, if you reach a point where you know these type of things and you need to do your work, and if you are able to do it well, I think that there shouldn't be any issues in that way. But well, to each their own, and that's it. I like to, jumping off the topic, I like to increase, as I did here, the light intensities by quite a lot to extreme levels, just to see how much what the cone of the light, since in this case I'm looking at the volume here, what the lighting is doing, what the spotlight is doing, how much is it affecting the scene. And then when I see, okay, it's doing this amount of things, it's doing this thing here, and then I tweak a bit the settings, and then usually it's time to decimate, so to say, and you can divide it by 4. Can be something like this, for example, or we can leave it at 4,000. Something like this, and then we can maybe increase the light that is here inside. So something like this. But yeah, we are losing a bit, unfortunately, the information coming there from the back. I think we'll be able to save this when, since I'm gonna be rendering into layers, so I'm gonna be able to play around with the volumes anyways. For now, I want to apply some of these colors to the different lights that for now are all from the daytime scene. I'm gonna try to apply the same to the character, but maybe a bit less desaturated and a bit more closer going to white. So something like this. So something that we have in the reference, that is this light here that is hitting the character, so that we should get this type of lighting on the side of the character as well. And let's see here, for the character lights, we have this fill light that I might like to keep it actually warm, so that we have some sort of a contrast here coming from the left side. We can put the light a bit even closer, and we can okay, so at one point I didn't want to scale. Going to save here just in case. It's Blender. It usually auto saves, so no worries there. But sometimes it just doesn't save, so better to save just in case. So yeah, I would like to have this light, this color here, and we can zoom in here a bit to our character itself. I think I'm going to, for the sake of rendering, I'm gonna turn off here the volume, that it might look a bit ghastly, the character here, but it's going to be fine later on. As I said, I'm usually working with excessive values, and then I'm lowering them. So yeah, we have the key light that is still as we had in the daytime. So for the key light, I'm just gonna copy the color that I've put for the moon, or so to say, moonlighting. And here we're gonna, no, now it's creating a driver. No, we don't want this. I wanted to paste it in the color like this. So here, now we can use the tool. Let's see here. If we type in key, should find the key light and turn off other lights. So now we can see how much the key light is actually affecting our character, and it's creating a rim light, almost a rim light effect on the character. That is something similar to this one. So yes, I mean a lot of studios use ACES, which is like a generalized, a standardized view transform for working with within film and VFX, just because you have compared to the different view transforms, compared to sRGB or compared to PNG or JPEG, you have much less control over the information of the colors of the pixels. You have a much wider range of information. And give me just one moment, and I'll share here. There is a nice not article, but a whole bunch of information from an amazing artist that he built like a library of information that is really an amazing read if you want to get into lighting and, well, generally for cinematography. So here I'm gonna is from an artist or I believe that he's an art director of I think. Let me just check here. I don't want to be yeah, he's a lighting supervisor and a director of photography, and he's working at Skydance currently in Madrid. And he created an amazing, he has a web page called Chris Breyon. Hopefully I didn't butcher his name. And you can find here all sorts of information. So from color management to lighting techniques to shot lighting, just in general, a lot of information that is being used in the cinematography. And you can check it out, bookmark it, and you can learn a lot from this website. It's free. This amazing guy posted and created this amazing articles and content for free. So definitely check it out if you are interested in learning more about lighting. And in regards to Blender, if you want to use ACES in Blender, Blender is usually using AGX by standard. But for example, in my case, I have put ACES here. I don't know if you can see it here in the lower. Okay, probably won't be able to see it just because of the reference here. So here in this part, you can see that usually the display device and then the view transform should be sRGB or Rec 709, and then here you would have Filmic or AGX, that is usually in Blender, the standard, but you can change it in Blender's folder where it usually is. You can change it. You can download ACES online, with all the view transforms, and then you will be able to preview your renders in ACES inside of Blender, and then when you are working in compositing, you will be able to work with the higher gamut of values, and then export this as a EXR in that way, and then you're gonna have like I said, more values that you can work with, and you're gonna have a correct file output in the end that should work properly in that way. But there is one caveat with Blender, and I'm using a mini script that I did when I'm importing let's say textures or whatever, and that is, for example, let's say here I'm gonna stop this. I have this Blender Kit add-on, right? And let's I don't know, let's look for a prop. Let's look for something that is free here, and here, caramel chocolate candy, let's say this, or maybe something that has a texture on it. Cigarette case. Okay, let's do the cigarette case. So let's wait for it to download. Okay, it's already here. So it looks like it's a scan. Okay, not a scam, but a scan. And let's go see here if it's going to be visible. So yeah, so now you can see here that the box is looking like it's it looks like it's fine, but it's actually not, because it's not reading the textures. It's not reading them correctly. So now every time that you in case that since I'm now using ACES, that I wanted to use ACES in Blender, the color space is set to ACES CC, which is fine. But when you need to change the color space and you are using ACES, this is what happens when you click the color space. It opens up a huge list of different color spaces that you can choose from for your work. So let's say you want, okay, ACES CG. You think to yourself, okay, if I put ACES CG here, this should work. Well, yes and no, because it's actually, I was checking it out, and it's actually using a different view transform. So I did like a mini script that is here, and I've put in the script here in Blender, so I can have it like convert ACES to the textures. So it picks up everything, and puts them in the correct utility sRGB texture color space. But I noticed that I need to update the script and add a few more things, because now, since I changed this one, it didn't change it. So what you would need to do is go, and this is also crazy because the Blender UI isn't ready for this type of information. So when you zoom out here, it's actually zooming out the list. So if I zoom out more here, I'm gonna be able to see the list, and look, the list is incredibly huge and very, very difficult to manage. Since I've been doing this thing before for a few more than a few times manually, then after I did the script to do this automatically, so that I know whenever I import things that have that the textures have a specific view transform. Usually whenever I click the script, I know that I'm going to be previewing them properly inside of Blender. So the correct one should be utility, and then here it should be picked utility, and then let me see here, texture. So if you can see now what I mean, it's like it's super not uncomfortable, but it's super weird to use, that you need to zoom in, zoom out, but you cannot zoom in, zoom out while you have the menu open. So it's quite it would be usually quite a hassle to do it like this manually. Although you could, if you install Aces, you could theoretically delete all of these view transforms. Okay, so now that all three are set to utility sRGB, now it's going to be displayed correctly. And now if I add here an area light, okay, since it's so little, wait a second. Oh, okay, so now it's too much. Okay, too much. But yeah, now just you can tell that the color is now different, and now it's properly displayed inside of Blender. But before, it was quite a hassle to actually do so, because, for example, I had also a lot of projects that I did in Filmic or in AGX, and then I switched to Aces, and it was impossible to convert all these textures to the proper ones. So when I did the script, I just click one button and that's it. Usually it works, but there is some cases that still needs some manual adjustment. I would probably need to add some extra variables so that it picks up everything from the scene in that case. And yeah, so that's my little story, I could say, about Aces. It's just the tip of the iceberg for this, but it's definitely, if you will go down this you could say rabbit hole, but it's something that a lot almost most of the industry is using, and it's definitely gonna help you, and you're gonna be able to work on your shots with more range, with more color range. So it's definitely a plus if you learn it for sure. So let's get back here to our little guy. Sure, no worries. Okay. Now let's keep this on. Let's turn this one off. Let's see here. So the kicker is doing more or less the same as the key here. Might leave one or the other. This one is a bit more soft. Something like this. Let's check out. I've set up some different cameras from before that I wanted to check. Let's see how the lighting looks from different angles, not just from. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Not just from one angle. Let's have here the timeline open. I've named the cameras per animation frame due to the different change. So frame 82, for example, in this case. Because he's looking here into a mirror. So let's light link this light here to the set, and we're gonna select here set dressing 04. Okay, let's see, select the lights, pop, light link. Okay, so now it's not affecting the character. Shadow link as well. So now the character is not affected by this kicker light from the outside. Let's check another frame here, the first one. I'm gonna have to tweak the lighting here for sure. Still quite warm, quite bright. What are you saying? Also, I heard something called the linear workflow. Yeah, so that would be the linear workflow, the one that is in regards to ACEs, where you're using this sort of with this sort of information that you're getting from this sort of workflow that you can work then later on in compositing. It's like a non-destructive workflow where you can get more information out of your renders. It's similar to raw footage from cameras. When you're shooting with a camera in JPEGs, for example, you're not gonna have the same amount of information saved inside of the image as if you would use as if it would use a raw format. So then you have much more leeway and much more information saved inside of the image, and in some cases then you could say save the image itself if it's underexposed, or if it's overexposed. Usually it's more difficult than if it's underexposed, because if the pixel is in 1, let's say if the values, if the scale go from 0 to 1 and 1 is the maximum and it's white, usually it's you're not able to recover any information from that. So usually you just have a wider gamut of information saved. Let's go back here to our camera animation. Whoa, super sensitive the control here. Let's try to adjust this a bit slower. Just gonna rotate the chair so that I'm not getting this harsh reflection here, harsh lighting coming onto the chair here, onto the material. And let's go back here to where the camera tilts and pans a bit forward. Let's turn on our lights here that are coming from the back there. We can turn on the picture lights as well. Let me see what time it is. Okay, so we're almost hitting the 3-hour mark, which I'm gonna be, I think, stopping at this point. I'm gonna do some other activities other than working in 3D. And I'm gonna finish up here with maybe just doing this could be interesting, maybe have this in the shadow as well completely. Let's see here. Just doing a quick render of the things. And let's see here. What about our volumes? I mean, the picture lights. They're looking a bit weak. A bit weak. So a bit too strong. 150. 200. Not 2000. 200. Okay. So we have here this. We have let's go to local here. Let's see. Okay. And let's just quickly do this. I'll lower this information here as well. And let's go to our favorite frame here. Here, 153. Let's do a quick render. No, I still haven't. I still haven't done the compositing. I was only showing the. I was only showing the tool from YouTube channel from a person that did some interesting tools that I was using today. That is this light editor that has all the lights and the light linking set up here, instead of having to search sometimes manually and going into the specific settings for each light or for each object. And the same person did another tool here that I just touched upon today, but I will need to dive deeper into it a bit as well, and to see how it works exactly. And it's so inside of Compositor, it might look crazy, but so I can delete all of this. Okay, usually this is how the compositor inside of Blender would look. And now I can also show you, so this is the image as it would look with this view transform, or with aces, so to say. It would look a bit different, a bit weird or wrong, but it's fine. One person said that I'm gonna link his channel, that you can check it out, that he has some nice golden nuggets and nice tits and bits about view transforms and about Blender. And he's explaining these things. He has quite a few nice tutorials. Here we go. And yeah, so what I wanted to say here is, usually you can see Blender like this, and here on the right side there is a collection manager, which is saying which is doing what. Like, is it on, is it excluded, is it included from the view layer, Is it an holdout or is it indirect? And then you can create render nodes depending on the information that is set up here. And when you click, magic happens, and then you get this amazing huge bunch of nodes that I still need to test, and I need to render out a few frames and import into Fusion and see how it behaves. But from what Blender Bob said, it should work quite nicely, and it's, I think, quite a big time saver in that way, without the need to do this for every project separately, or you can like save the default Blender scene with this type of setup inside, right? So you could have this every time inside of your scene. So this is the link. His name is Robin Squares, and he has some amazing as well with videos about render layers, about aces, about passes, and yeah, it's definitely a nice watch. So you can go check him out as well. And let me see here if I can use these two lights as well. I think that yes, that I could use them. Yeah, I can use them. So let's save it here, and yeah, I'm gonna most likely, since it's I've been doing some tests, and even when I try to optimize the scene, it's a bit heavy now that I did a lot of procedural shaders and materials, and there is some glass and some reflections and some volumes, but since I'm gonna be rendering them out separately, I will see how long it takes, but I will most likely do it off stream, because there is no point in sitting here and just waiting for the render. So let's do here, since we're just gonna do one frame here for the night scene that we can put in our reference board, and then we're gonna call it the day for today. And then we can leave these ones here. I'm gonna delete this one as well. But what's going on here? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It already rendered the frame, which is nice, but there's actually too much lighting going on here. A bit too much, and it's not looking as it was looking here. Let's double check here. Just one moment. think it might be because of the volume, that the volume is actually absorbing some of the lights, so it should be okay. Let's just do a re-render. Yeah, I think this will be fine. It's going to work. So I've lowered quite a bit the samples for this, and I'm rendering only 50% of a full HD resolution, just because it's tests that we are doing right now, and just basic renders. So later on, there's gonna be more time dedicated to the render itself. So, and now the denoiser is killing as well a lot of the details itself. So yeah, let's keep it like this, and we can jump quickly into the daylight scene. Let's save it here. So we can see here the difference from before. We are now here somewhere in the middle of these two, where it's not too bright or it's not too dark. Let me turn on pure ref here, where you can see what I mean. And in the meantime, I can do a quick render as well of the daytime scene. That it should go quickly as well. And we can copy and paste this, just so that we have the separation going on. Let's see. Okay, I'm in the set. Let's stop this. Let's go into everything. I'm using an RTX 3060. So by today's standards, I believe that this is quite an old or weak card, but it's still doing its job. It forces you to optimize your scene. This happens to me a lot if I'm working either in Blender or Unreal Engine. And yeah, it forces you to optimize your scene and to work with the limited budget that you have, and to focus then on the things that are important, that are in the foreground, and well, to if it's not possible, obviously then use here the simplify settings, for example, in Blender to render lower resolution textures, or find another way to do the render, separating them into more layers, because right now as well, like I said, if you're rendering everything separate, you're rendering just the character and then just the environment, usually it's not so taxing on the GPU. I mean, you're not gonna run out of memory, and you're gonna still be able to do the work. But if you're trying to render some heavy scene that is with a lot of polygons, a lot of textures, maybe even some sort of a simulation, you're gonna run into trouble. and usually when you want to render everything in one layer, it's going to be a problem. So there we go. In the meantime, we are more or less on time. And here we have the daytime scene as well. So yeah, now we are more or less getting to the stage where it's looking good enough. We can now. I will, like I said in the off stream, I will do the renders and test out the layers if everything is working properly, and then on the next stream I think we're gonna be doing compositing, although I might need to do a bit more work on the nighttime scene because it's I rushed it today quite a bit and just put in a little bit of work into it. It still needs some work for it to look actually like a proper night scene. It's quite bright here, but well, some food for thought and something to worry about on the next stream. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be hearing from each other, seeing each other hopefully in the next one. And I'm gonna try to uphold with the schedule for now. That is Tuesdays and Thursdays for like this, in between an hour and 2 to 3 hours, depending on my time that I have to stream. And yeah, that will be it. That would be it for today. Do final tests, final checks. Everything is okay. Save it here, and I'm gonna sign off for the day. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest